You ever look back a year or even reflect on the previous quarter and think, damn, none of that went the way I thought it would? Well, that's been my life lately. No wins, no breakthroughs, just rejection after rejection. But even with all that, I still refuse to give up. Before we dive deeper in this topic, be sure to follow me on Instagram. My name is flexin.iv. And I told myself 2025 was going to be my year. I had plans, real ones too. But they didn't fall through. Any of them. To end 2024, I would say I made $25,000 in a span of 2 months. And I thought to myself, I'm just eating up 2 10K months and back-to-back months with job offers lining up. You would have swore I had things figured out. And the best part about it was, this wasn't my first time going through this. Back in 2020, I can say I had motion. The day I walked across the stage when I graduated college, I made $20,000 that day. Jumping into the present day, I can say I'm way smarter and I'm way more experienced. But in this game called life, it don't matter about how smart you are, who you know, what you look like, how much experience you got. It don't matter about none of that. It's only about what God got for you. Now, as I'm getting older, I am getting a little bit more wiser. And I can say, your plans are never going to be anything compared to God's plans. So let's get into the plans that I had for myself. Once 2025 started, I was already bringing in a bunch of money. Well, not relatively a bunch of money, but I was making more money than I ever did before. So I'm bringing in money. I had job offers lining up. I'm day trading still. And I was thinking about making a business of some type, either e-commerce or some type of software as a service. So I really just had my head on a swivel, trying to have multiple incomes in all different type of places. And maybe that hurt me. One thing I learned from my previous experiences, don't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. And that's where I went wrong in 2020. I was trying to do 5 things coming out of college, and I wasn't focused on any of them. And that's how that money started to dwindle down. Luckily, I'm cheap and I don't really spend money. But looking forward to 2025, I'm still cheap. I don't spend money, but I'm not really going to have my hand all over the place. Of course, I'm going to have multiple incomes because it's 2025. You have to have multiple incomes. If you have a job, most likely you're probably living paycheck to paycheck, unfortunately. But if you have another source of income where you can have a little bit of spending money on top of that check to check, it's a more comfortable lifestyle. Of course, you're going to have to put in a little bit more work, but you can reinvest that money back into yourself. So let's get into why I feel like life is just not going my way. Now, to start the year off, I was referred by a friend about this Web3 recruiting agency job. Now, this job caught my eye because it was Web3. If you already know about me, I'm a day trader. I'm into crypto, into technology. Perfect. Recruiting, sales, perfect. And it was in Brickell. So it was a win-win-win, literally. Now, when it came to me interviewing for the job, I was told prior to me going to the interview that they're looking for entry-level positions, no experience required. They're looking to train. Now, I never had a recruiting job, but recruiting is basically sales. I'm good at doing sales. So if y'all need someone that doesn't have experience and y'all looking to train, I'll be the perfect fit dealing with my background. So as I do the interview, I get feedback after I do the interview. I felt like I killed it. I get feedback saying, hey, we're not going to go forward with you because we're looking for somebody with a little bit more experience. Now, throughout the whole entire flyer, the whole entire job board posting, no experience needed, we're looking to train, and the reason that I didn't get the job was because I didn't have enough experience. Now, I feel like it was some external factors of why I didn't get the job because I was recommended for the role. I kind of did have experience for the role that they were asking for, and plus they didn't want experience. And then my reason of not getting a job was because I didn't have experience. I just felt like it was something a little more going on to that. And I was kind of hurt. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was going to be a very interesting job. Base salary was going to be like $56,000 plus commission, and I'm in Brickell and I'm day trading. I was going to be lit, and I didn't get the job. And I wasn't heartbroken, but it did hurt because, I thought I was going to get the job. And, here's a tip. Don't have your expectations too high because these jobs, they're not shit. They don't care about you. They're just looking to fulfill a need. And once that need is no longer needed to be fulfilled, you're done. And back to what I was saying when I say I'm a little bit more experienced, I took that and I turned it into a lesson. Instead of it being a loss, I turned it into a lesson. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to see what I did wrong, even though I didn't feel like I did anything wrong. It really wasn't in my control. And I'm going to hone in on everything I feel like I can do better. And I'm going to transfer it over to the next experience. And that's exactly what I did. I went out there. I started applying for more jobs. So back to my last video, I applied for 350 jobs in the span of 2 months on LinkedIn. I didn't have any professional pictures. So I went out there. I went on Google. I typed in black man wearing a suit. And I edited my face onto that black man wearing a suit. And I started reaching out to people. I was showing people that I wanted a job. And I ended up getting another interview. And that interview, it went a lot better. They was looking for someone without experience. They wanted to train. And when it came down to it, I was told I didn't have enough experience again. And this one, it did hurt. It didn't hurt more than the first one. But this rejection did hurt because everything I learned from that first experience, I made sure to implement it into my second one. And I got the same exact rejection. And if you're anything like me, I'm sure when rejection after rejection after rejection just starts to pile up, that's when motivation just gets slow. That's when your brain starts to twist things around like, hey, maybe I'm looking for the wrong industry. Maybe I should try this. Maybe I should try that. Next thing you know, you're all over the place. And I was starting to fall back into the same thing I did in 2020. I was all over the place. I wanted to be a recruiter, wanted to do tech sales, wanted to day trade, wanted to do YouTube, wanted to do real estate, just all over the place. All because those plans just didn't go my way. I made out a perfect plan. I was on ChatGPT perfecting a plan and it just didn't go my way. And I wasn't ready for those setbacks. I wasn't ready at all. And the crazy thing about when your plans don't go as planned, life does not stop. That rent still due. That car payment still due. And you got to make a choice. Either let me take a break or keep showing up. So what did I do? Well, I kept trying. This year, my goal was to become a dog. I ended the year off hot. And this year, I told myself I was going to keep it going. Them 10Ks a month, I like that feeling. I felt like I can do whatever I wanted to do. I didn't have to take anybody's BS. So I kept going. I was applying for jobs. I applied for 350 jobs. I know I said that a couple times, but I was really trying to make it. I was really trying to better myself. And none of those jobs came through. None of them. Then I started thinking outside the box. Let me, instead of applying to jobs, because 9 times out of 10, those jobs probably weren't even, I don't even know how to explain it, but me not getting any callbacks or interviews. Bro, I have a college degree. I have multiple resumes tailored to whatever job that I'm trying to apply for. But me not getting any feedback, something was going on. So I changed my approach. Now I'm reaching out to people, trying to make connections, trying to see if I can have someone refer a job to me. And that's what I did. There was another example. My girlfriend, he was doing security. And he was like, hey, I can get him in here. All he got to do is get this license. The license was $200. I get the license. I go through that 10-hour course for 5 days. I got my license. I applied for the job. I got rejected immediately. I spent 50 hours in that class. I spent $200 to get that license. And I got rejected immediately with a referral. Now, I'm not going to lie. It hurts just making this video, but you got to keep going, man. Something's coming your way. And I've been telling myself that for 5 months now because it's the 25th. Something's coming my way, and I'm not going to give up. I spent the whole entire Q1 trying to get a job. Still unsuccessful, but I'm in a good headspace because I know God got me. This is just a test. I'm a little too focused on money. I think that's what the problem is. I'm just focused on, hey, this plan didn't go that way. Hey, I need to make this money. My bills are paid. I got money in the bank. I can buy whatever I want to buy. So why am I stressing so much? And I think that's why life isn't going my way. My priorities are just not right. I mean, yeah, they're probably better than, other people who are probably going out to clubs, spending money on like foolish things. All I do is be in the crib, really just learning, day trading, watching sports, making videos. That's all I be doing for real. I don't even party for real. But I feel like my priorities are a little cooked because I'm too focused on money. And whatever you're chasing may not be meant for you. People get money and it changing. And I feel like that's why I didn't start making money, like a lot of money in 2020. Because I was going to be a bad guy. I'm not sure if y'all can tell. I'm not arrogant, but I can get that way if I really need to. You feel me? So maybe that's why I didn't make, a life-changing amount of money. I walked across that stage and I made 20K. And I'm kind of in the same predicament. I have more money than I did in 2020, but I ain't rich. And that's what I've been wanting to be for 5 years. And I'm I'm working my ass off just to get a job that I'm going to hate. That's just my story. If you're going through anything similar to mine, drop a comment. Tell me what you feeling. I'm going to respond back. You got my Instagram, DM me, and we can conversate on how we going to get this figured out. Because we got to keep moving. And you got to show up. Your kids depending on you. You probably don't even got kids, but that's the way you got to think. Your mama needs you. Your daddy needs you. Your grandkids need you. So you can't give up. You got to keep going. No matter how hard it get, there's somebody out there that needs you. That needs to be your why. And if you can flip that switch and get into that mindset, those tired days, those days when you taking naps, you going to stop taking naps because it's only so much time in a day, so much time in a year, so much time in your life. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to this video. Don't go to the channel, subscribe to this video so I can see it. And I'll be able to tell, who rocking with it. And get down in the comments. Like, if you going through something, let me know. I'll drop a video about it. We can have a discussion like that. But with that being said, man, it's your boy Flex and IV, and I'm gone.